So for me, I keep returning to the three things in the middle: the blue painting, the fish, and the orange painting to the right. And speaking kind of to what Wade was saying a little bit before about symbolists, just in general. Usually when I'm looking at those works, there's kind of a maximalist idea in some level of their aesthetic, right? Whether, we have the golden shower kind of happening, seen over to the right, with all of that traditional one, right? So with that whole idea, I almost want to see more of this, more of an expansion of that, where it is even more elaborate in terms of its tactility, really kind of leaning into it, almost more of a fervor, right? And I think that's what the paintings miss to a certain degree, is a more intense fervor in general, right? If you're thinking of visionary, like religious painters, you're thinking of symbolists, there is this intensity behind all of that work, and it needs that extra push.
More is more.
More is more in many ways, yes, absolutely, with that kind of thing. Now, the other thing that I really love is the idea of the transitional fish. And I could see a whole bunch of these works kind of in between, because it's running the blue to the orange in between the canvases. I would love to see like a whole installation where the fish is kind of a commonality theme running in between.
I was a bit circumspect about your project at the beginning of the semester, because I felt like the sort of compositional and sort of symbolic tropes that you were starting with seemed the kind of low-hanging fruit, so to speak. But was it the thing that's, even though you tend to compose with a kind of a central iconographic figure, and even when you do the sort of the narrative of the three figures, it's very it's very singularly iconic, and it doesn't have much of a sense of timing to it. But that, my perspective on your work has changed a lot right now, because there's something that you're doing with your materialism, your willingness to make us uncomfortable with how dedicated you are to the representation of the material properties of things, while still making the work about something that, as I think Nina suggested, transcendental, spiritual. And so the gold, the air, the water, the fire, these great elemental, massively significant aspects of being, are very tactile, very, very just a dedication to craft that's willing to throw out a lot of the rules that we've been given about how to compose a painting, how to tell a story. And the verticality, I think, it seems to it wins me over, in that it doesn't coordinate in a kind of design sense that much, except maybe the smokestack, or whatever this pole is on the right. But for the most part, it stands alone as its own iconic representation of upwardness and downness, which I can totally translate into spiritual terms. Yeah, I'm most excited about the four paintings on this wall, and I feel like that's normally how people present their most invested work. And so I think this really kind of portends positively for what's to come. So great. I think, oh, we have a couple more. Okay, so David and then Alexi, but we're really over time. Good.
I want to argue for the painting that I disliked the most when I first came in, which was this one. I feel that it actually could be a really perfect, like, embodiment of what you want to do going down this path. I view that as a tree trunk on the side, but it should go. I never say that kind of thing normally, but it completely interrupts my experience of this painting. If you presented me in this vertical format with, you know, your figure, and then you were showing me like kind of a sense of a journey and a movement through this space, and it being a spiritual journey, and you loaded it up with, I don't care what, like glitter, sequins, you know, magical realism, all this stuff, jewel-like colors, you know, just whatever you wanted to do, I would be so with you. To me, that would, you know, like embody the experience that you're trying to talk about. Has anybody here read Martyr yet by Part4? It's so good. Oh my God, you're gonna love it. It's amazing. But it kind of ends in this sort of hallucinatory magical realism thing that I'm often drawn to anyway. And I feel like this could really be the painting equivalent of that.
Okay, let's see, last word.
For me, there's the weirdness of what's here is a pleasure, just like it's not in any sense a kind of set of pictorial scenarios that I expect to come across in an art school crit. And that there's something just fresh and like have to reorient, and that's a pleasure. But there's a problem too, which is that I have a little bit the feeling that like somebody is telling me their dreams. And I don't know what relationship their dream life has to the world. So for me, there's lots of little moments where I'm curious, and I love the rhino. I think this one, like David was talking about also, and the golden coins or whatever with the wolf dog. There are lots of little moments where I start to get interested, but it doesn't cross into a common visual culture in a way that allows me to really to talk to me yet. And I feel like while keeping idiosyncrasy and individuality and weirdness, I wonder if there's a way for you to reintegrate some of the features of our common language so that it's the stakes, the meanings could be a little bit more accessible to the rest of us.
Okay, thank you, Lexi. Okay. Okay, we're